Guess who's back?
No. We're not doing that.
Uh-oh.
But we are back again.
No, we're not. Fuck you. You blew it. You blew it.
I didn't blow it.
Shut this off. Shut it off. No, shut it off.
Turn off those lights.
No, get those lights off.
All right.
Fuck.
Well, but we will spread the light on the Dead Red Herring podcast.
The light bringers.
Yes. The torchbearers in these dark times.
The darkness in these bright times.
Hold up.
We're like the yin and the yang of this bitch.
I'm supposed to be the negative one. Well, fuck it. We're doing it live.
Yes.
But to tell a good story.
Yes.
What is the most important thing to have?
Subvertment of expectations.
Fuck you, that's what. But no. Well, in a sense, you're not wrong. Technically, you're right.
I am technically correct. The best kind of correct.
But you're not correct. No, I'm actually thinking of one element that is even more important. Suspension of disbelief.
No. I was going to say tits, but yeah, let's go for that one.
Well, that's HBO. Or just plain internets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess so, yeah.
But when it comes to suspension of disbelief, it's more important when it comes to works of fiction than biographies and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. When it's straight out fiction, you can get away with a lot of things.
Although there has to be some sort of belief in a biography as well, because if someone starts claiming that, and then I went to the moon, and then they're full of shit. So
you didn't went to the moon, you liar. Haven't you heard of suspension of disbelief?
You never went to the moon.
It's an autobiography. Fuck you.
Who wrote this shit? Neil Armstrong.
Oh no.
But for works of fiction.
Plus, I'm just gonna stand there with a crowbar. Sorry.
It's really important with the suspension of disbelief, because if you're to believe, or not really believe, it's more that
you can accept.
You can accept the story, but get into the story to live the experience and everything like that. Have a good time with it.
Yeah.
You need to believe that what's happening is what is happening. If at some point you go like, oh, hey, that's bullshit, then you're just gonna get pulled out of it.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get into the story again.
Exactly.
At least that's the way it works for me. If I at some point have a moment of broken suspension of disbelief, then I can't really get back into whatever it is I was previously
enjoying.
Enjoying, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I watched 2012, the world catastrophe movie.
Yeah.
And I mean, it doesn't even give me 10 minutes before I am out of it.
They hit you with a bombshell that is the...
Bombshell? They threw a fucking Tsar bomb in my face with that.
A world cataclysm, if you will.
The neutrinos are mutating, and they're heating up the planet.
Question. How does a particle mutate? How does a non-organical thing mutate?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the way they actually measure it is by having a huge water tank underground. If it was that the neutrinos were heating up the planet, it would heat everything up.
Oceans, fush.
People, we're 60% plus water.
Yeah.
We would be boiling.
Ever seen when you connect a hot dog to two electrodes?
It goes spluff.
Yeah. It does go spluff, but first it goes fizzle, 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 and then it just opens up. Now that's what would happen.
Yeah. Now imagine people all around you just going like that.
Yeah, that sound. Not sure if we can do that again.
So, yeah.
Or a cucumber would suffice. Anyway.
Put away the cucumber.
No, I want to try this.
No! Oh, Christ.
Oops.
But lately, in my opinion, there has been a lot of stuff that don't really pay attention to the suspension of disbelief. It's like they don't even care, or that they're not good enough to create something to uphold it.
I think it might be they're not good enough, or they're trying, not succeeding, to tell a good story. But in that...
I would rather say they're trying to tell a story.
Yeah, well, they're trying to tell a good story in their opinion, but...
Oh, this is the greatest story ever!
Exactly, they're stroking their own cucumber ego there, so... But in the rush of trying to make their magnum opus, they...
Magnum anus.
Magnum anus, rectum opus. They sort of forget to appeal to that sort of suspension of disbelief.
Yeah.
They're just trying to do what they think story would do, and then just... Hang on, what the fuck is continuity?
Well,
never heard of the fucking
I can
thing.
already beat the Star Wars horse with that, with the sequel trilogy.
Yeah, exactly. I sat here thinking about, well, Star Wars has some kind of good suspension of disbelief, but I will correct myself. The earlier had more believable.
The original trilogy had a lot of acceptable things.
Exactly.
I know that a lot of people are objecting about the bombing, the trench run scene.
Oh yeah,
with the proton missile or is it missile or torpedo?
I think it's torpedo.
Yeah.
Or bomb.
Well, it goes into the
Slurp.
The
Exhaust.
vent
Yeah,
exhaust port and yeah, and I can understand people objecting to that because he's not using a target computer and everything, and I'm not sure if it's in the original cut or if this is a change they did with the digital edition changes, because I remember seeing how the torpedo goes and just sort of makes a 90-degree turn down.
Yeah, that is what I have seen. There, two of them just slurp, just going straight into it.
But if we were gonna put some kind of reasoning to it, we can say he was using the Force.
Yeah.
Now,
how will they succeed without using the Force? That is another question.
That is another question. If the port had been straightforward, with a minor curve, sure, maybe. But do we actually know what kind of properties these torpedoes have? Can they make sharp turns?
In that case, I would say that they could, because if they were going to use that kind of exhaust bombing, they might as well have used something that could make those little things, because it's like hitting a womp rat with the
but in that case it would have made more sense if they've actually used a wing. I think those are the
Y wing.
The Y wing.
Yeah,
right. The A wing. Those are the small fuckers.
Yeah, yes.
The Y wing that actually is a bomber.
Yeah,
and have a guided bomb. They drop above the shaft.
Snicker.
Yeah. So I mean, it would make sense to actually do the trench run in that sense at that point if they can't approach from above. So they go by the trench, and just as they're above the exhaust port, they drop the bomb.
Yeah.
It gets the right angle and then goes down.
I guess so. Did they have Y-wing in the initial attack before everyone bite the dust?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They should have.
But they followed in the trenches.
Yeah, I think so. And then it was just I don't really remember how it went down because the focus in that movie is just on Luke.
Well, as I say in sporting events, let's see a rerun of that.
Yeah.
Let's see a reprieve.
But I think that a solution like that would definitely help with uphold the suspension of disbelief.
Yeah.
But then, since we do have the more supernatural aspect to Star Wars with Force,
Yeah.
I guess you can get away with a lot more stuff because you can have this breaking mechanic, so to say.
Yeah, it's like if you take, for example, how well the Jedi can handle the lightsaber. I mean, any old buffoon can wield a lightsaber, but the way they can manage and control a sort of weightless blade, really.
Yeah, I've actually been thinking a lot about that from time to time. Just why isn't the lightsaber more widely used or bladed weapons overall?
Yeah.
Now, sure, in a world or a setting where you have effective firearms,
Yeah.
where is there actually a place for melee combat? There is a place, absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's not in the way that you use something bigger than a knife or maybe a dagger. Because really, unless you have some sort of deflector or something,
Yeah.
what can you do? Are you just gonna straight up run towards someone with a blaster? The reason the Jedi can do that is because since they go with the flow of the Force,
just go with the flow.
Yeah, they can. I think that it's something about they sort of can predict the future in a half a second to a second thing.
It would make sense.
Yeah, so they can actually be at the place before it's supposed to happen, sort of thing. So that is one reason why they can actually deflect blaster shots, and the way they actually handle the lightsaber also is based on this. Because take anyone who starts out with, for example, nunchucks.
Yeah.
That is, just imagine someone starting out with a lightsaber like that.
Oh god, so many younglings died that day.
Exactly. They actually made a interesting thing in the Old Republic, the MMO game.
Yeah.
When you start out as a Jedi, I think it's the same with the Sith. Can't swear about it, but because I don't think I ever played a Sith.
I'm gonna be those filthy Sith.
Well, the reason I didn't play a Sith was because on the Empire side,
yeah,
I actually played the bounty hunter.
Of course,
that was my thing. On the Republic side, I did actually play the Jedi Counselor, I think it was. But anyways, when you start out with your character playing a Jedi, you don't have a lightsaber to start. You have the vibro blade, sort of a substitute weapon.
Fair enough.
And that is the reason was that, well, since you don't know how to control a lightsaber yet, use this.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a complete plausible reason.
Yeah, I mean, just look at what Luke does the first time he ever holds a lightsaber.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, what's this?
He points the fucking thing to his head. Now, you can talk a lot about the double-edged blade. Yeah, but that thing only has 2 sharp edges.
Yeah.
The lightsaber cuts all the way around. Interestingly enough, though, if you take the concept of the lightsaber and just use it as a sort of phaser blade, plasma blade, whatever, and put it in a completely different sci-fi setting, then people will be able to use it without any form of supernatural force.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can call bullshit to only Jedi's being able to use it because they have the reflexes of actually being capable of handling that sort of weapon. But then you look at what's his name? Four-armed robot general Grievous.
Yeah.
Now, sure, he was enhanced. I'll give him that.
Don't you remember he was trained in the Jedi arts by Count Dooku?
Yes.
And now you just put two lightsabers and just flail your hands around like an idiot.
Like your Raven in the 90s. Now, I'm gonna say that, in my personal opinion, anyone can wield a lightsaber.
Yeah.
Because it's a tool.
Mm.
Could you wield it as graciously and effective as a Jedi?
No, you can't.
No. Would you be able to defeat a Jedi in a duel?
With sheer luck, perhaps.
No. Going up against a trained Jedi or Sith, if you don't have any force sensitivity yourself or training.
Snark.
Rey, Snark.
We don't put names here.
But Rey. I mean, you wouldn't stand a fucking chance. You would be dead or subdued within seconds.
Mm. Oh dear Christ.
So yeah. But you know, suspension of disbelief and Star Wars, it's like, you know, it's fiction, but you buy it because you let yourself buy it.
It's a space opera.
Yeah.
It's
exactly. It's like looking at a fantasy setting.
Yeah.
You know, it's a wannabe medieval setting. You know that it's not gonna be historically accurate or anything like that.
But how could they do that?
Magic. Be quiet, Ginger.
Quiet.
But what's worse when it comes to suspension of disbelief is movies, series, or other works, oftentimes in the sci-fi genre, that wants to portray a more realistic setting and just fails brutally. I showed you a summary video on the Netflix series
Another Life.
Yeah.
Boy, howdy.
Oh god, that was bad. If you need any evidence of the level, the way bottom dragging
Slum creeper.
I'm not sure how to really express how fucking bad this is, but the really bottom of the barrel way that Netflix makes things now. I mean, if you think that CW makes bad stuff, this is worse.
Yeah, it was. Continuity is.
What's that?
Nah, exactly. It's relative.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
It's not mandatory anymore.
Just to give you guys a short, very short summary of this. Aliens come to Earth. Humans try to communicate. Basic theory to communicate with them is doves, because doves react to Mozart. So let's play Mozart to the aliens. Meanwhile, out in space, a ship going light speed encounters a big fuck off cloud of dark materia. Yes, picture that. Now, if dark materia could be materialized like that, you know?
Not as a big ass cloud over Yorkshire in the 1800s.
It's like the fucking smog of London.
Yep.
But, you know, something as grandiose as this was portrayed, and it was portrayed as big. Yeah. In the way of the ship, so the ship has to use its AI to wake people up to assess the situation, saying that, oh, we could always go through it, but the captain and also one main character says that no, it's too big of a risk. We'll go in blind. We might hit a planet. Now, just sweeping over it, you could think that, yeah, well, actually, that's kind of plausible. You could
it makes sense.
Yeah, it could happen like that. But the bigger question here, that how the fuck did you miss that big ass fucking cloud of dark materia from the beginning? And then a lot of shit just starts happening. So they get a leak of their air system, so they need to replenish it. So the AI finds a planet where they can get rocks that has oxygen in them. Go figure. So they go down to get the rocks, which they bring just a small briefcase to fix air for the whole ship that's supposed to be out in space for 6 months. They had air to last for 7 hours when the fucking thing ruptured. And while being down there comes a surprise moment. They needed some kind of conflict to make it more interesting. What did they do? A fucking moon.
A mega moon.
Yeah, and again, it's like, how the fuck did you miss that? Notwithstanding that the low orbit of this moon would be, it wouldn't be possible.
No.
But anyways, they just miss it because it was in too low of an orbit when they used their scanning. So I know, I'm just saying that a ocular inspection might have sufficed to actually see the goddamn thing.
A simple gaze out the window.
Yeah. But of course, there's only one window on the whole fucking ship, but civilization able to travel at light speed.
Can't have windows. Couldn't afford
Can't
that.
have sensors to look outside. Fuck that shit.
Because measuring gravity fields are for squares?
Yeah. They have holographic projections. Perfect. Such.
Perfect, yeah.
Having outside sensors, video sensors. Can't have that.
A simple video cam, no.
Yeah. Anyways.
Fucking strap a GoPro to the fucking thing. I don't know.
But the moon starts going 2012 on the planet, interestingly enough. And
Majora's Mask on them.
Yeah, actually, that's a better description of it. Anyways, the people down there goes back to the ship, but it appears that they've brought some sort of infection with them that is, mind you, airborne.
Mm-hmm.
And the crew, skeleton crew, should be said,
yep,
they all get infected. And they decide to flush themselves out through the airport.
Air
vent, or, well...
What the fuck it's called?
Airlock.
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 Airlock. To the airport.
Yes. 2 tickets.
Yes.
No. So they're about to flush themselves
bravely
out.
Sacrifice themselves.
Only that the AI had to say, no, wait. You need to wait for X character to come here. Like, they totally forgot about that guy.
The scientist, mind you.
Or whatever the fuck he is. But he comes, he made a glorious...
Wait, I have found a cure!
Yeah. Gamma rays!
Yes!
Yes.
The first reaction for me would be, you're fucking insane, don't point that thing at me. Get in the airlock, we're going out. We're going for a stroll.
But no, everyone's like, oh, we can do this. So they put themselves in the only room...
With the window,
or whatever it is, and expose themselves to the massive radiation bombardment of a nearby star. The only side effect they get is that they all become sterile. But looking at it, if you think getting exposed to the elephant's foot 2 hours after the catastrophic failure of Chernobyl was bad, this would be even worse.
If you want some reference, look at the picture of the firemen that served in Chernobyl.
Yeah.
Just look at
or the Japanese guy that got the massive dose of radiation
in Hiroshima. Or was it Nagasaki?
No, this was actually a power plant failure. This was in modern time.
But not Fukushima.
No, this was before Fukushima.
Oh, okay.
I think I don't remember if this was in the 80s or 90s.
Oh.
But the thing with him was that he got it was a lethal dose, a major fucking lethal dose, but they kept him alive.
Gee, thanks.
Yeah.
Is it the one who is suspended in the roof?
Yeah. Where skin and flesh just peels off.
Yeah, that looks like some Clive Barker shit right
there. It is really horrifying, but that is more or less what the crew's fate should have been.
That is what gamma rays does to you. I mean, if they want some mild radiation, just some woof standing in the gaze of the sun, sure. But when they say gamma radiation, the thing that is going rays like bullets through your body that can only be stopped by lead, mind you, because it's density, it goes through paper, steel.
Yeah, well, you could, if you have a thick enough wall of steel or concrete, it'll stop it. But I mean, you need, 1.5, 2 meters of concrete to stop it.
Exactly, it is a lot. So
yeah, but also, I mean, even alpha and beta
dangerous.
radiation. Yeah, if you get clear exposure to it, you will be hurt by it. I think I'm not sure if it's alpha or beta that if it's in large enough doses, it could hurt you, but usually your skin is enough to block it.
I think that might be alpha, but you still need to shower after that because it will hurt you slowly.
Well, slowly. I'm I'm not a scientist.
No, I just have a phobia of radiation, so not a phobia, but a fear of it.
I have a respect for it.
I have a fearful respect of radiation, so I do like to read about it.
I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
Also. But yeah.
But anyways, radiation, they would.
Yeah, they
would be dead within.
They
days.
would be small piles of goo.
Yeah.
But I mean, just to, I'm not sure. Really, stay up. I'm not real sure if there's any reason to continue summarizing how fucking stupid this series is because it gets fucking worse, and it's
the gist of it's they break the suspension of disbelief.
The writing is so goddamn bad that they break suspension of disbelief the first instant they get.
Yeah, because they want to push their grandiose, not grandiose, but they want to.
They
push
have an idea
story.
of the story.
Yeah, so they're willing to bend. I'm not going to say bend reality, but bend the suspension of disbelief.
Yeah, they don't have any form of real continuity.
No, exactly.
And there are so many details that they miss. Like, for example, just this dude, while being infected and everyone's going out the airlock.
Yeah.
Mind you, for the airborne infection, which should already be infecting everyone on board, even the rest of the crew that is in the
cryostasis.
Yeah. How are you gonna treat them?
What? Oh, wait, we didn't think about that.
Exactly. So,
to quote the the ex-writers of Game of Thrones, yeah, we kind of forgot about that.
Really?
I think it was in earlier interviews with them, they actually said one of those lines.
Holy shit.
I mean...
But which of the writers?
One of the Ds.
It was the...
Yeah, the D and Ds.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that explains so goddamn much. That's also something, talking about suspension of disbelief.
Yeah.
I can buy most of the things happening in Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
But then, when suddenly you have... My biggest problem, really, is Arya.
Yeah.
How she kills the
Night King.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they painted him as the ultimate antagonist. He is the most dangerous, the unstoppable force and everything. He gets a knife to the gut, even if it is, Valyrian steel?
It is Valyrian steel, yeah.
Yeah. But no, the feint is so bad. I just know if you paint someone to be the ultra mega baddie and he dies from a stab to the gut,
yeah,
like that,
And sure, the Wraiths and the Night Walker, the
White Walkers?
White Walkers, yeah. Fucking forgot about them. Yeah, they do explode like kablooey when they are exposed to dragon glass, obsidian, and Valyrian steel. Sure, but as you say, he is the biggest, the baddest,
Yeah. I'm not saying that he shouldn't go down or something like that. I mean, sure, it could be a real...
It could be a cool...
A critical blow.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But him dying, just like... That is undermining the character they've built up.
Well, then we sort of comes into the wonderful world that is subvertment of expectations. That is a major breaking in the suspension of disbelief in character-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have... you can believe your character. You can believe the character does what it does, but then you want to subvert your expectations, and you break this.
Yeah, you change their the way they act, their characteristics.
Yeah,
going from nice and warm in personality to being stone cold killer, like just like
that. Yeah, exactly. So then you say fuck you to your expectation, and therefore your suspension of disbelief of that character. I mean, okay, fine, I can believe this character. I can believe that this character is... No, wait, what does it do now? Hang on. I know, it's not really A and B,
but still, that is enough to actually break suspension of disbelief.
It is within the realm of changing something just because you want the story to tell so.
Yeah, and not explaining why X and X happened. X, Y, Z, whatever. Yeah, just from scene to scene, having a character change personality without any obvious reason, any explanation of any sort other than it needs to progress the plot or story.
Yeah.
That is lazy writing, and that is a breaking of the suspension of disbelief.
And that is exactly what I felt in the final season of Game of Thrones. That they changed so many character traits just to get there. Oh shit, didn't see that coming.
And also this thing with the subverting of expectation.
Looking at you, Roundhead.
That too, but I just feel that has become some fucking buzz thing.
Yeah, everyone wants to
Everybody's supposed to break the expectations, subvert expectations. It's like, why is it that you always need to have some sort of weird...
I need to wow the audience, plot be damned!
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm gonna make this twist, and you'd never see it coming. No, we didn't see it coming because it's not logical.
No. I mean, twists in all its glory when they work.
When they work, yes. I mean, a story needs a good twist, absolutely. But the thing with a twist is that you can only go so far before it breaks. And what they're doing with their subversion of expectation is to twist the thing until it breaks and goes beyond.
Yeah. No, it's the same old character. Look, there it is.
Yeah. No, fuck that shit.
Exactly.
Fuck that shit.
Oh dear Christ. But yeah, I think you're right there. That it's become this. Everyone wants to do it.
It's like the latest thing, man.
It's the latest thing in cinema, man, or cinematography, man.
Yeah.
You have to do that.
And also, something that I think is a major problem today is that either when writing, they don't do anything at all to deal with issues of moral ambiguity, to make characters stand in front of really hard decisions and living with the outcome of it.
Yeah.
Or they put the character in these situations and turn it up to 11 to make it as morally ambiguous as possible, and just having this really to have this sort of misanthropic view, just the total black negative, and everything is bad, everything is horrible, and you need to live in this filth of regret.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
nuances are not existent anymore.
Yeah. It's either turn to 11 or nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of the grayscale because I can see things as much as I can enjoy the old sort of black and white aspect of, you have the heroes and you have the bad guys, and it's a fight for good versus bad, light versus dark, and everything like that. If I am in the mood for that, I will go for that. But at the same time, I'm equally happy for a story that sort of blur the lines.
Yeah.
That you can have the good guy, but he or she is put into a situation that calls for really hard decisions and raises a lot of moral questions. Like, for instance, who would you save? You're never going to be again X, which you still have a lot of feelings for, or the district attorney of the city that might help prosecute all the criminals.
Yeah. Tough cookie.
Yeah. Now, we know that Batman went for Rachel, but got Harvey Dent instead, and inadvertently created Two-Face in the
Dark Knight
trilogy series. Yeah. It's not really what happened in the original interpretation of the character, but anyways, I mean, this is a real moral question. Which do you value more? The fate of the city, which you more or less sworn to protect in your own way, or your personal emotional gratification?
Yeah.
Now, it makes it sound really bad when I say it like that, but I mean, if you have someone you care for a lot, of course you will go through a lot to help or save them.
Yeah, of course.
And that might even be to put the greater at odds. So, in contrast to this, you've been looking at a series.
Yes.
Which you've been recommending to me.
Oh, yes. I do recommend it to everyone, actually. I've been binge watching The Boys.
I have never heard of this show before you told me.
It is a show that is based on a comic or a comic book, a graphic novel, I would say.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, I cannot remember who made this, but it is interesting one because they take this superhero trope and turns it into a realistic kind of way. Not the realistic kind of, all right, let's take the Batman and just put him in some realistic greedy world. No, they take like, what if the superheroes were celebrities and assholes?
Who says they're not?
Exactly. And really flips the moral of, all right, who really is a hero here? Who when can we classify as a bad guy? When does the means justify the ends? And
the ultimate blurring of the lines.
Exactly. I mean, you have I'm actually not going to spoil too much because I really want people to see this one. But you have a character that is really going through he kind of ultimate asshole in the beginning, and he goes on sort of his own little moral and personal roller coaster, so to say.
Is it a sort of redemption story?
No.
Oh. Ah, shit. Okay, so this is a roller coaster that just tumbles down.
Yes.
Oh,
it goes
crap.
down.
This place is going dark.
Yes, it does. So, yeah, you have this, flipping of everything that one might think about heroes. And peoples with morally ambiguous means to fight these heroes. But I can really recommend it. Because,
And just like that.
Yeah. What more do you want me to say?
Well, you could give...
Ask me questions then!
No.
Right.
No, but I mean, it's clear that this this really takes a flip on the hero genre.
Yeah.
And makes it into more of a question of the morals of the persons themselves, which I think is actually a lot of what a hero story should be.
Yeah.
The questioning of the values and morals of the person with the greater power. But in this case, I guess they have their abilities, but they're not put to use for the greater good.
Well, they are put use for the greater good, but within very strict lines of this giant mega corporation.
And when you say mega corporation, explain.
The basic premise is that in the world of the superheroes, it is a company that is called Vought, who practically hires these heroes or basically own their brand. So they are in quite big control over their character.
So let's say that you are a person with the ability to throw fireballs.
Yeah.
And do you, in that case, or does the person with the ability create his own hero brand, or is he given one by the company?
He could go his own way, but you get paid. It is sort of a good work, and you get a marketing department that can create your
brand.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you're under the thumb of the company.
Exactly.
Okay.
Under heavy contract. And how do you say, the thing of going private is not really there.
Okay.
So these heroes that exist are within very much of this company.
So, but how does the state or government?
Well, the basic premise of the first, or a little side thing, really, in the first season, it is, should they allow soups into the National Guard or the army? So they battling with those questions. Well, should our nation have people with abilities that put us in front, weapons wise,
super soldiers?
Yeah, and all that. And
that is an interesting question.
It is a very interesting question, and most of all are within the consensus of no, fuck no. Why would you even suggest that? Fuck no.
Which I find interesting, but I think there would be a lot of people going like, "Oh hell yeah, yeah, put them on the front line. We're gonna win all the wars."
Yeah, exactly. So they're within their little own campaigning of doing that.
I just find it interesting that the government doesn't work to get full control over people with abilities.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead, leaving it to private corporate interests.
Yeah, and I guess with this corporation, that is, it is a bit twisty in this.
Well, it's a megacorp. Of course, it's going to be twisty.
Yeah, I'm really not going to spoil that much because it's some.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, so I'm just going on the general ideas of how megacorporations are portrayed.
Yeah,
I'm looking at a lot of. I'm viewing it from the lens of Shadowrun.
Mm-hmm.
Because megacorporations in Shadowrun are these really either nefarious or just really egocentric.
Misanthropic.
No, not really misanthropic necessarily. More that they look after their own interest at any cost, and for better or worse, they do what they do to please the stockholders and investors and everything. Which you usually get when it is the mega corporations.
Yeah.
You know, like Google, Facebook, and
you have that premise here with the Vought.
Yeah.
This corporation. And the reason why they're trying to push soups into the army, well, then they provide the army with
they can make money.
They provide the greatest weapon to the army. Then their stocks will rise up.
Yeah.
Rise.
Still, though, I need to check out this series because it is. My question still stands. Why doesn't the government work to have the full control of the people with the abilities? Yeah, just looking at it like this. In Marvel, the Civil War.
Yeah.
Not talking about the MCU, I'm talking about the comics.
Yeah.
The first Civil War, the main premise was the Superhero Registration Act, which would make anyone with abilities having to register if they wanted to provide their hero services. Exactly. So everybody needed to be registered to be liable for damages, for actions taken and everything. So I just imagine that any government with the knowledge of people with superior abilities,
superhuman abilities,
yeah, that they would work day and night constantly to get full control over these people. I can't see any government being like, oh no, we should just let them have their own thing. Leave it to the corporate interest. No. It's in the private sphere. It's not our thing to do. Yeah. So yeah, I really need to check this out to see what actually happens. But yeah. But how many seasons of this is there?
Just one at the moment.
Okay.
But it's 8 episodes, 1 hour each, so...
It's okay.
It'll sit a while.
Okay. How is there a annoying cliffhanger in the last episode that says that there has to be another season?
Yes.
Of course there is. There's always one. That can annoy me so fucking much.
Well, just refer to seeing the last episode then.
Yeah.
Just hold that off until another season comes.
Well, we have a friend, Thomas.
Yeah.
Woo,
name drop. Name drop.
Well, he has actually been a guest on one of our early live streams. So.
That is true.
Yeah. But I know that he doesn't watch a series unless it is actually concluded and finished. Because there was one series, I can't really remember which one it was right now. It's not, I think it was a sort of teenage series, something about a dolphin or sea creature or whatever it was. I don't really remember. But I know that it was canceled before it was completed. So there was no real ending to it. And this has left its mark on him. So he will not see any series that is not finished because of this. And I can understand him in a certain way, because when it comes to series being half done or being canceled in the middle and just left,
I can agree. It is frustrating, at least.
Really frustrating. And even if it is, so to say, a full season, but they leave it with the ultimate cliffhanger that is, oh, you need to wait until the next season to see what happens next. It's like, dude, come on. And what's even worse is when they're actually finishing up a series, they have the perfect ending and everything, but they still screw it up. In this case, I'm actually thinking about Supernatural, because at the end of whichever season it was, if it either the 4th or the 6th, I don't remember right now, but it's one of those where everything actually is concluded. All threads are neatly tied up, and it is the end. The series was finished. The story had been told.
But they still
continued on because it was so popular.
Would you say your expectations were subverted?
Sort of.
Boom!
But not really.
Kinda, sorta, not
maybe.
Really.
Fuck you.
Maybe go fuck yourself.
Yeah, but I think it was such a bad decision, because the following season, I got halfway through it or whatever. At that point, nothing really mattered anymore. Any character that was dead came back, because death was no longer an issue. I don't remember who the big baddie was anymore, but
The suspension of disbelief were gone at that moment.
Yeah. This it was like, oh, we need to continue the story. Quick, bring the defibrillator. Don't you die on me. There was no real good reason for them to continue on other than
by popular demand.
Yeah. And it was such a shame because the ending was so good.
Shit.
So you can have it go the other way as well.
Yeah.
And stuff that really maybe deserved another season don't get it instead. So, and then you have series that still has seasons left, but the writing is just so goddamn awful. Babylon 5, for example.
Oh dear.
The first season of Babylon 5, it's really like, nah. Second season, third season, fourth season, I think, those are awesome. And then comes the final season. Now, I might be getting numbers mixed up here, so you'll have to forgive me. But I know that the last season of Babylon 5, it's so bad. Oh god, it's so bad. The way they just try to end all of the plots and tie up all the threads, it's horrendously bad.
Oh god, I can't remember actually. It was so long time ago I watched Babylon 5. I need to rewatch it actually. All of it.
Yeah, well, actually, so do I. It's the same with the Farscape. First and second season, they were really entertaining. Third season, I think, was okay, and then it just went off the rails, and I don't think I ever finished that series. I think it also died because of the horrible writing. Because the characters then, or the actors rather, they went from Farscape into Stargate SG-1.
Shit.
And also, just a side note when it comes to series, the production value doesn't necessarily condemn a series. Because you can have a low-budget series that has great writing, phenomenal characters, and stuff like this, but with really almost laughable props.
That is true. I mean,
but you can still love it and think that this is the most amazing series ever.
I just see, yeah.
And on the other hand, you can have high-value productions that have all of the money going in the millions and still be left like, what the fuck is this?
The writing is shit. Yeah, we didn't have the money for that. You had the money for all that.
Yeah. It's like...
Morons.
To me, all of the Stargate TV series are super mega awesome. I love them.
It is oddly charming, yeah.
Even with the plastic props, even with the bad CGI, I'd still choose those series, even Stargate Universe.
Oh boy.
Over Game of Thrones.
Oh boy. Oh geez.
Yeah. Especially the last season of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I mean, especially.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, there you have it. Production value does not equal
value.
Value, exactly.
Does not equal greatness.
Exactly. So yeah, there we went.
We went there.
We all went all over the place. We went from...
Well, sort of kept it to...
I think we have gone with a red line.
I think you can find a thread in this.
We didn't break the continuity. Ha!
Or did we? But yeah.
I must commit Sudoku.
Yes. But with that said, what do you think about our discussion here? What's your opinion about the suspension of disbelief, production value, the blurred lines and moral ambiguity? What's your thoughts on subdued expectations? Or subverted expectations?
Subdued expectations.
Subverted expectations. Subdue those expectations.
Oh boy. You know the production's gonna be good when you say that. Subdue your expectations. We're going in for a ride. Oh shit. Ah, fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah. Your thoughts and comments are highly anticipated.
Yes.
Via our Twitter page?
Yeah, you can always leave your comments on Twitter. The handle is @DRH Podcast. You can always leave comments on the YouTube video versions of our stuff.
Yes, you can.
If it's possible for whatever podcast platform you're using to leave a comment, please do so. Especially, iTunes.
Yeah.
I think Podbean has it as well.
Leave a rating even.
Yes, do that. Because you'll really help us out if you leave a comment and help us spread the pod around.
Show that algorithm wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Fight that algorithm.
And also, if you want to, you can write an email. You can reach us on dead.red.herring@gmail.com. And of course, you can always see our Twitch streams.
Yes. On Twitch, oddly enough.
Yes. Who would have thunk it?
Weirdly enough, yeah.
Yeah.
You can also find like we said, all our materials on YouTube, where we're also leaving a little bit of best of our streams, and we do some Let's Plays and all that fun stuff. A good larf.
Yeah.
A merry lark.
A larch.
A larch.
So, yeah.
Yes, I think we about covered a lot of things.
Yep. But now, you go make food.
Fine.
Back to the kitchen with you.
But I will do it without protest.
Nice. Thank you for listening. Hope you had a good time. We'll talk to you again later.
Ta-ta!
Bye-bye. License registration process, please.